Open to the hallway.
Yeah, but you just closed that one when you came in.
That was by mistake. Sit down.
Sure will.
I'm talking about the one to the hallway.
Oh, not the one in the hallway, don't you?
That was open. That's
Oh,
what
yeah,
I was
it's
talking about.
Okay, who wants to do the, who wants to do the, whose turn is it to do the,
Turns, but I'll do the consent agenda. I don't know if we do turns anymore, but I'll do the consent agenda.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna do time.
I like turns. Gives everybody a chance to have some mic time.
Few people don't want my time.
Maybe someone because then I don't wanna make the motion for it.
I think you did it last time anyway, Don, didn't you?
No, I didn't. Okay, I don't think so.
Easy enough to find out.
So you had to prove point. I'll talk to you later, man.
Boynton moved. You did it, you did do it last time.
When we get to it, I'm gonna pull it. I'm gonna pull something on you. Huh?
You don't need minutes. You get enough minutes.
I don't need no minutes. You're supposed to make a motion when you want to.
That keeps everybody from fighting over it.
Don't fight over it.
Okay.
That was on the other end of the,
All right.
that was on the other end of the board.
It's true, it was a mess. All right, I got a 6 o'clock. Meeting is called to order at 6 o'clock. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. We are being broadcast live over cable channel 12 on Van Buren TV. We're also on YouTube, and I'm sure some other places, but we're out there. Clerk Wright, could you please call the roll?
Yes, trustee Kelly. Here. Trustee Boyden. Here. Trustee Martin. Here. Trustee Frazier. Here. The clerk is present. Treasury Bud. Here. Supervisor,
Here.
we have a quorum.
Thank you. Today, we don't have a very long meeting. The executive summary on this meeting is basically the work study minutes, the closed session meeting minutes, the board meeting minutes, and the prepaid list and the voucher list. Those are basically paying our day-to-day bills like electricity and things. We also have the reappointments of Carol Bird and Mark Lajeunesse to the Van Buren Township DDA, with terms to expire in 2027. They both provide unique insight to the DDA, and we're happy that they've agreed to re-up. We also have the approval of our ASME contract for the 23 through the 26 years, and the approval of adjustments to salary schedule to reflect ASME's contract increases, and approval of changes to the Planning Commission rules and procedures to include the Pledge of Allegiance in the regular meetings. We have one new business item, which includes a discussion on a second reading, which makes it a law, of an ordinance to rezone a parcel from single-family residential to light industrial. Moving on, can I get to adoption of the agenda? Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Frazier.
Support.
Second by trustee Kelly. All right. Is there any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor? Aye. Oppose? Motion passes. Next item is adoption of the agenda. Who would like to adopt the agenda?
I thought we just did the agenda.
Excuse me, consent agenda. Adoption of the consent agenda.
Minutes of February 7th, 2023, prepaid list of February 9th, 2023, prepaid list of February 16th, 2023, voucher list of February 21st, 2023. Approval of the reappointment of Carol Bird and Mark Laganus to the Van Buren Township DDA with term to expire March 9th, 2027. Approval of the ASPE contract to cover years 2023 through 2026. Approval of a change to the Planning Commission rules and procedures to include the Pledge of Allegiance in regular meetings and an adjustment to the protocol for elections of officers. Approval of adjustment to salary scale compensation to reflect the ASME contract increase.
Support.
Thank you. All right, so it's a consent agenda. There's no discussion. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? This motion passes. Thank you very much. Moving on. Go ahead.
Through the chair. I know we don't do discussion during the consent agenda, but because they're sitting here, I would like to thank Joe, Chuck, Karen, and Jennifer, a part of the ASME people, for the good contract negotiations I thought we had, and for management's team, thank you to them. Looking forward to the next 4 years of having a nice contract with these employees who we value very much. Thank you.
We do. Thank you.
Here.
And I guess I echo Treasurer Bud acknowledgements. Thanks for a clean, fair negotiation.
Thanks.
And I guess we need to thank Nicole Sumter as the salaried person that sits on the management team for the work that she does to try to keep us all level-headed and going in the right direction. Thank you.
Which is no easy task.
I echo those. I guess I echo those sentiments. Yes, Nicole does a great job. Our attorney is not here, but I guess we should also thank Susan Bartos also.
Okay. All right. Thank you again. We're moving on. All right. Public hearing, we have none. The next item is correspondence, announcements, and presentations. Does anybody have any? I have a few. All right, I'll start off with starting about Haggerty Road. I got a letter from Charlotte Payton asking when we were going to do it. It was from 2 weeks ago. We finally got a definitive July start construction date on Haggerty Road. I wonder when it's gonna start up. It's July. Next thing I want to do is go over and say, I want to thank everyone that was involved in last week's train derailment. This is pretty major, Major League. It made CNN, Good Morning America. After the disaster in Ohio, we were not about to have take any risks with our population. Our fire and police were the first people on that scene. Our police and fire were the last people off that scene. Everybody worked very hard to make sure that the public was safe, and they went to extreme measures. I have a lot of people also to thank. Wayne County Executive Evans called, and he made sure that his number 3 person at the county was on site to make sure we got things that we needed on time. There was some just difficulty at first because they didn't respond as quick as we wanted them to, so Evans made sure that happened the rest of the day as fast as we needed. I got many phone calls from Congresswoman Dingell. She's actually been through a few of these. She had some great insight. She said, take all the help you can get, protect the population, don't take any shortcuts. And she brought on the EPA response teams, and she mobilized those people out of Ann Arbor, and they showed up. Senator Peters called. He wanted to know if we needed any help. He offered FEMA. We actually didn't need FEMA. FEMA was after the disaster. We would have called them, but we didn't have one, thank God. State Representative Miller called. State Senator Camilleri called, offered help from the state, but we already had a phone call from the governor who sent Eagle. So we had Eagle show up. Getting an idea how many people? Got Peters, Dingell, Camilleri, Miller, Evans. The only one I didn't get a phone call from was Biden, but I did. The White House then called, and I didn't believe it at first, but it was a guy named Gabe Amo, who's the Director of Governmental Relations. And he said, the president wants to know if you need anything. He wasn't kidding. He gave me his number. It was the White House. We didn't need anything at that time. But Nobody took any shortcuts on this thing. We stuck around till it was all done. We have a very safe, secure area. The CEO of Norfolk Southern basically has explained that he has insurance, and we're putting together our bill for his insurance. So we are, going to be billing all this back to Norfolk Southern. But I want to thank the professionals of our police and our fire and all of our elected officials and everybody else that came to help. Thank you.
Supervisor? If I may piggyback on the comments that you just made, I would also like to thank our public safety, both on the police and the fire, all of the county officials, the township officials, the state officials. I didn't know about the phone call from the White House, but I'm thankful for that now as well. The accident of the derailment literally happened. I could walk to it from my home. My wife could feel the train when it came off of the tracks. It was directly across from where I live in Country Walk. And I am deathfully appreciative to the notification that all of our officials made to the supervisor. And I thank the supervisor letting us know through emails the status of what was going on. So from me personally, and also from my wife and all of the residents in that immediate area, I would also like to say thank you. Thank you so very much.
And I did, I see Mike Japp was here and Elena on communications. They were on all day long and into the night. Thank you very much for your help. And so many other people were too. Larry, Ron Akers. It goes on and on. Okay, I do have one other thing. I get letters every week, and I don't read them. And I was going to read just this because I didn't have much to report on from last week. But a lady is just a short letter that just basically called. She had a fraud report with the police, but she just wanted to take a minute to let me know how much she appreciated Officer Griggs. She said he was very kind, and she wanted us to know that she thinks we have an amazing department, police department. Well, we agree. So, but we get these every week. It's just, I wanted to at least read one, but every week I get people talking about how great our police department is and how they interact and everything. So I wanted to throw that out there. Does anybody else have any announcements or presentations?
I have one, sir.
Sure.
Because of the inclement weather that is moving forward, we have decided to cancel the Planning Commission meeting that is scheduled for tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. So, 5:30, I'm sorry. So the Planning Commission has been canceled. And so has the museum meeting, or BAM, that was scheduled for tomorrow night. That has been canceled because of the inclement weather.
Anybody else? No, moving on. Public comment. Is there anybody from the public that wishes to comment tonight? No? All right. New business, unfinished business. We have any unfinished business? Nope. New business, line item number 1. Can I get a motion for approval and read it out since it's a second reading?
I make a motion
Trustee Frazier.
to consider the approval of second reading of ordinance RZ 02-07-23, rezoning a 16.18 parcel V1-125-83-00-69-004-000 from R1B Single Family Residential to M1 Light Industrial.
Support.
Thank you. Trustee Boynton says support. Okay, Director Powers.
Yes, thank you, Board. Let me see if I can pull up the site on the screen. This is the second reading of an ordinance that you first reviewed on February 7th, so I'll make this brief, but I just want to reorient you to the site. Let me just get this up on the screen. And I gotta type in that code. Any second. I'll briefly start going over some of the review history. There you go. So here's the site in question. The Planning Commission held a public hearing in January to review the request to rezone the parcel that you see my mouse cursor hovering over right here. This is at the northwest corner of the Ashley Capitol Crossroads North development area between Ecorse Road and Van Born Road off the west side of Haggerty Road. The purpose for the rezoning is to provide for a zoning that's compatible with what will end up being a buffer area for further development of distribution center and logistics and manufacturing buildings in this part of the township. The rezoning is consistent with the master plan. You can see the current zoning here is R1B for that parcel, but the future land use map in our township master plan calls for that area to be planned as light industrial, which is consistent with the M1 zoning that's being requested here tonight. And again, as mentioned on the 7th, this is a parcel that is largely undevelopable, and the applicant, Ashley Crossroads Distribution Center North LLC, has reiterated that they really don't think they can build here, that it's highly inundated with wetlands, and what it's ultimately going to become is a setback and buffer area for the other industrial development or manufacturing development in that portion of the township. So Dennis Schultz is here with Ashley, and I'm here to answer any questions you have about this request, but this is the second reading, so if you approve this second reading tonight, it'll go on to be adopted with the typical process through the newspaper publication, and then this will be part of our updated zoning map moving forward.
Okay. Second reading, any other questions? Nope, this is our third time seeing it, so, well, one more time, no questions. Clerk Wright, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Frazier?
Yes.
Trustee Martin?
Yes.
Trustee Boyden? Yes. Trustee Kelly? Yes. Treasury Bud?
Yes.
Yes for me. Supervisor?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Board.
Thank you very much. Next, we have reports, which we have none. Public comment. Is there anybody from the public that wishes to comment? Anybody from the public and/or online?
No one online, Supervisor.
Okay. Board comments. We have no, does anybody from the board wishing to make any comments? Nope. Call for adjournment.
So moved.
Whiteton?
Do the
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? We're adjourned. That was a nice.
That was short and sweet.
Yeah.
Is it 17?
What's that?
VP just called me that the trains or the cars are still sitting there on the side of the road.
Hard, I'll try. I should remember. Thank you, sir. That's what I got around.
You guys work hard.
Yeah, that's what I got.
They're bringing in quarter-mile strips of track at a time. They're replacing all of the tracks through there
Okay.
before the accident. So April through June, there'll be a big communication. They're going to close it down at certain times. So they're going to
Okay. So Kevin Martin just told us about a car that went through there and got hit?
Yeah, I have to get a hold of, I know the police department did a report. I'm sure the train was out there. They investigated, but I hadn't heard anything.
So I'm curious about what he said about the gate not being down.
Well, the gate didn't have anything to do with this accident.
I know that, but this is one that I had heard something about, but I didn't think any of it until now. I hear gate, no gate. I'm like, what?
So I will, I'll get that guy's information, see if he can look at that report.
Because we had just came from the other way and the train had just, went across the first line.
Okay, all right. See, yeah, they mentioned video. I'm like, wait a second. All right, thanks a lot. Okay, kids, I'm out of here. You don't need me, do you?
No.
All right, you let me know when you do.
I said, the lights, the gate went down enough? He said, no.
No,
Just let me tell you.
They're plotting.
The
Okay,
officer
plot.
came, and I left when she came, but I saw her Saturday at the polling plunge, and I asked her what happened. She said, the guy told her the lights, no lights, and the gates didn't come down. She said, but one of the business over there had it on video.
Make sure there's no
He's right, no lights, no gate.
problems with schedules.
thing here, going fast.
Knock the engine out of the car.
So,
Knock
yeah,
the engine out of the
so things have been going on.
He said he was going to the hospital to get
Yeah.
checked out, but he wasn't bleeding or nothing. He did get out of the car and walk, so.
Yeah, well, I didn't want you to think we were,
Oh, I figure something,
yeah.